So here's some Hot Toys figures that I really think that if you are considering pre-ordering, you should probably do that sooner rather than later, just so you don't fall into the trap of maybe having to pay aftermarket prices. We're gonna jump into our first one. So the first one we're gonna talk about today is Chewbacca with the disassembled C-3PO. Look, man, out of all the ones we're gonna talk about today, I truly think that you should probably pre-order this one ASAP. Like all the other ones, I think are, there's a couple that are in that boat, but this one especially, I think that you are really gonna regret not pre-ordering this when you have a chance. Once this releases, I could definitely see this skyrocketing in price. Chewbacca doesn't come around every day. It's original trilogy, it's Star Wars, it's Empire Strikes Back. You also get a disassembled C-3PO. And you can see right there, expected to ship October 2025 to December 2025. So you're looking at that window very, very soon that this thing could be dropping. And if General Grievous that just got released not too long ago is any indication, I think that this is a piece that you desperately are gonna want in your collection as a Star Wars fan. And I'm not one to really give into FOMO and giving all this stuff, but I wanna make sure that if you are a Star Wars fan, you understand that this is one that I definitely think sells out. This is one that I definitely think once it releases, it's gonna look so good and so incredible that it's gonna be up for like a figure of the year discussion. I really think this is gonna be a special piece that people are gonna want in their collection. And it's one that I'm definitely putting on my pre-order list just because I don't wanna have that same problem that's happening with General Grievous right now, which is, didn't pre-order it, now you're paying aftermarket prices. Yes, could it come down later on? Possibly, but again, just like Grievous, Chewbacca is a character you do not get often, so I would definitely take a look and maybe trying to pre-order this one very soon. The next one we're going to talk about is Michael Keaton's Batman. He comes out, this is from Batman Returns, this is the deluxe edition. The collector's edition is already on a wait list, so this is one that you definitely want to keep an eye on. Same time frame as the Chewbacca, we're looking at October 2025. Where does it show? Yeah, right there, October 2025 to December 2025. I definitely think this is going to be coming out right before the Christmas season because again, Batman Returns takes place during the Christmas season. And I just think that this is a phenomenal figure. Again, just from the prototype, I think that this is going to be a very hot ticket, a very popular. I mean, not only is it Batman, which always sells extremely well, but it's Michael Keaton Batman, it's Batman Returns, it's a full head sculpt. I just think this is one that's definitely going to go up in price once it drops, and it's going to be one that people are going to really wish they pre-ordered or tried to pre-order and get it at retail. I definitely see this one going up in value and staying that way. Again, Batman is just one of those characters. Michael Keaton's Batman is just one of those characters that you definitely want to prioritize, possibly pre-ordering. And plus, we could get this drop at any moment. So definitely keep an eye on that. This one and the Chewbacca are definitely ones that I would keep an eye on. So the next one we're going to talk about now is the Scorched Xenomorph. Now this one, again, you got a little bit more time probably. It's October 2025 to March 2026. What helps this one not have as much urgency is Big Chap 2.0 is coming out next year, so that is definitely going to help you here if you're just somebody who wants to have like one Xenomorph and you really want that iconic Big Chap. That's definitely one that I would definitely consider. But if you're a big fan of Alien Romulus like I am, you're a big fan of the Alien franchise like I am, and you're somebody who potentially wants to have this to go along with a Big Chap or to go along with your Alien collection, the Scorched Xenomorph is one that I think is going to look really awesome when it comes out, and it's going to be coming out very, very soon. So again, not like the Batman Returns and not like the Chewbacca. I think this one, even though it says October 25, it also says it could go to March 2026. So this is one that I think you have a little bit of time on to pre-order. But as we've seen with these other ones, once these come out and once they start getting in the rotation on reviews and it hits social media and people actually see the blogger photos, people start buying these up. Other retailers buy them up so they have them in their shop. Collectors buy them up. I see this happening with the Scorched Xenomorph. And again, it's just one of those characters, a Xenomorph, the Alien franchise, that tends to seem to go up in value every time one drops. And it's one that I think if you miss out on, that you're probably going to have to end up paying more on the secondhand market unless you can get this at retail. So I definitely would consider looking at this one if you can. And so the next one we have here is Red Hulk. And again, Red Hulk is one that I definitely consider that you need to keep an eye on because again, if you're a big fan of Marvel, if you're a big fan of the Hulk character, I know this is Red Hulk, but I don't see us getting another Red Hulk for a very, very long time. And I mean a very long time. He was heavily featured in Captain America Brave New World. I don't see this character being featured a ton in Doomsday, and even if he is featured in Doomsday, I don't see us getting another figure. Hulk's just very rarely come out. And this one's January 2026 to June 2026. So again, you got a little bit of time here, but this is just one of those characters that I think if you really want a Hulk, maybe go ahead and pre-order this one soon. It's not as, dire as the other ones because those could drop any minute, but this is one that I definitely think you're going to want because again, you can kind of see the Age of Ultron Hulk, the Avengers 2020 or the Avengers 2012 Hulk. You see how good those are staying on the secondhand market. Their prices are still really high for those figures, and I just consider Red Hulk, even though he's not as popular as the regular Hulk, the Bruce Banner's Hulk, I definitely think this is one that if you don't pick up at retail, it's going to go up in value and it's going to be harder to obtain later on. And the last one we got is last but certainly not least, and this one is not coming out for a while, but it is the endoskeleton battle damaged from the Terminator franchise. And I know this one doesn't come out for a while, I get it, but if the T-800 and the T-1000 are any indication, and again, I know those are like iconic characters, I consider the endoskeleton like just iconic when it comes to the actual Terminator, the look for the character. Again, this one, July 2026 to December 2026, and that's on the early side. Who knows, this one might not come out till 2027, we could see this one getting pushed back. All I'll say is this one, based on the T-1000 and the T-800 and the T-800 battle damaged, those are already hard to obtain right now. I mean, they're really hot, they're fresh, they came out, a lot of people are buying them up, but those are ones that I definitely think have a huge fan base, and it's ones that you're not going to see every day, and I consider this with the endoskeleton as well. Just the Terminator franchise right now, with that T-800, with that T-1000, you cannot get that at retail right now. And if you can, maybe I'm not looking in the right places, but everywhere I see, you're spending a lot more to get those. And again, I see that staying with those characters. I don't see those dipping back to retail anytime soon. The endoskeleton, I think, is going to be the same scenario. It's already an expensive figure because it's die cast. You're already looking at that $400 price point, but I definitely think when this comes out, it's going to even be a little bit higher. I just think that this is one, once people see the reviews, once people see the blogger photos, it's going to be one that they want to continue to collect, and they thought that they had it pre-ordered, or maybe they were waiting to see what it looked like and they buy them up real quick. So the endoskeleton is the last on our list. Hot Toys is making less quantity. They're bringing out a lot more figures in general, but they're making less of each one, it looks like. And I just think it's important, if you really want these iconic characters in your collection at retail price, you take a look at it. Don't buy into FOMO, only do it if you really want it. I always recommend to really make sure you want to purchase something before you do it, but definitely consider pre-ordering these if these are ones that you really want in your collection. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.